All right, so I'm out here, Waterfall Gully, 2022 Canyon Strive. It's a small frame, so 455 reach. Feels quite small, but long at the same time. Like it's low, but long at the same time. So is what it is. Fox Float X2 comes full of spaces for whatever reason. It's progressive suspension design, progressive shock already, and it comes full of spaces, and it is harsh as hell. I've taken 2 spaces out. Still harsh, still absolutely harsh, just progressive as hell at the back there. So I'm going to try and fish out another one. I don't have the tool to push it's got a weird thing, so you can't just rip the shock off. You got to unbolt it, and then you got to push like a little axle out of the shock before you can disconnect it from the shapeshifter. So I don't like that. And I mean, shapeshifter, yeah, sure enough, whatever, some people are into it. I don't mind. If it makes it if it genuinely makes it ride better on the climb, then yeah, cool. But it's an inconvenience for doing things that are performance based, like, you know, finding a better setup for your shock. So I'm going to try and fish another token out of there. I'd like to empty it completely and then see what kind of performance I can get from there. Fox 38, 1 token at the moment, 100 psi. Feels a little bit stabby, a little bit harsh. Pretty low front end as well at the moment. We've got the flat, or it looks like a 10mm rise 1-up bar. Not into that. The sweep feels a bit weird. I haven't played with the sweep much, but feels a bit weird. And it's just low at the front, so I've got a higher bar there. I might switch that out and start again. 170 crank. Just a little bit harsh everywhere. I'm leaning over the front of the bike, which I don't like. It just means you're that much closer to going OTB when things do eventually get, see this here, through here. You know, with a good setup, I can murder that section. This, oh, I'm just bouncing and like, boom, boom, boom. Just feels like I'm riding a surfboard down the track, just bang, bang, or a piece of timber. Once it's on the smooth bit, it rolls nice. It rolls real quick, obviously, being super progressive. But she's harsh, very, very harsh, and not well set up to ride yet. So different handlebar. We'll fish that token out. We'll see where we're at. I feel like I've got reasonable clearance at the back. 170 crank. Yeah, I'd definitely go shorter to the 165, but at 160 psi at the back, I feel like I've still got clearance for my feet somewhat. Yeah, for sure. We've just got no compliance yet. %sag. Hey guys. Yeah, scared ya. Thank you. Yeah, the ride height at 160, which is about 33% sag, feels good. Ride height feels good. I could go a little deeper. But I got to fish that token out first. Going a little deeper will help a little bit with that harshness, but it won't get rid of that ramp. I'll need to get rid of some of that ramp because that's bashing me. So the shock had 1 token in it. We've taken that out, so it came with 3 tokens, not 4. We've taken that out. We're at 160 still. Might be a little bit low. We'll see if I kick any pedals this lap. And I've changed the bar. I've gone a higher rise bar, so I've ditched that 1-up bar. Oh yeah, for sure, smoother at the back, for sure. Heaps smoother, heaps smoother. Still plenty progressive, like pushing into it, I'm getting some party back. But oh yeah, so I didn't get video of this section in the last lap, but I definitely wasn't moving like this. I was getting kicked at the back. Oh, and it's making the aggressor feel like I've got a bit of grip now, which is nice. These are not aggressor, dissector. This dissector is garbage, and if you got a bad suspension setup, it'd make it that much worse. So for sure, we're rolling much smoother with this rear shock empty. More confident, smoother, more momentum on the rough, not on the smooth. Got to pull my knee guard up because they're getting a little bit, they've been in the sun for a fair bit, so they've maybe lost a bit of elasticity and haven't ridden much, so I'm probably losing leg definition. Muscles aren't holding it up. Anyway, I could do with some compression in the back now. I'm only on 2 clicks. Oh yeah. Whoa. It's very direct at the front, like this front end is moving almost like a steeper head angle. Like it's, as soon as I initiate a little bit of change of direction at the front, that front wheel flops and starts steering me where I want to be. So that's something I have to get used to because my rein is more damped at the front comparatively, but it feels quite good. Rear doesn't seem too low yet anywhere. In fact, it feels like it's exactly where it needs to be. I could probably go a little bit lower, but 170 cranks won't like that. Still a little bit harsh, like I'm dealing with some progression, but I'm floating into things a bit better. Oh, that's harsh for sure. I think it's rear end harshness. Might be the fork, might be a little bit of fork. I'm thinking those 1-up bars were quite harsh as well, definitely, because I'm feeling much less through the front end than I was before. See, look, perfect example. I can kind of motor through there now. Even that section, I'm not leaning over the bars as much, so I've only gone 7mm more rise from the 20 rise to this 27 rise Bontrager bar, but it's for sure better, there's no doubt. That back end, I'm not feeling anywhere near a bottom, so ooh, yeah, maybe roll the bar back a touch so I can pull that front end to me a little bit more. Feel like both of my hands are forward more than I'd need, if that makes any sense. I want to bring my hands back without bringing the bar, you know, like, yeah, bring my hand positions back a little bit towards the back of the bike. A little bit of roll, but that's 100% better. That is absolutely killer. So we'll see what this low compression does. Back and forth, that rebound's good on the rear shock. Not really kicking me, but still got plenty to push against. Probably wouldn't drop it too much more. We'll see. I'll have a think about it and we'll go another lap. Maybe just bars rolled back. The fork is 4 low from open, 4 low speed compression from open, 1 of high from open, and the rebound is 2 from full closed on the high speed rebound and 4 from full fast on the low speed rebound. It's usually my preferred setup on these Fox forks, 1 token, 100 psi. Let's check the Yeehaw bars while we're here. So good on the front, good Yeehaw bar, got probably 15mm, maybe 20. And the rear, yeah, almost the bottom. Probably got a couple of mil, so I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy there. So I've gone to 157 from 160 at the back. Just see if I've got room for a bit more ride height at the back. I don't know, I think I'm pretty close, but I just like to take a little bit more sting out of that rear end, and I'm moving in the right direction. So just as long as I've still got pedal clearance, we'll be good. I've rolled the bar back a little bit as well, and I also added some compression on the rear shock, so we'll see what that does. So compression's keeping that back end stable. it's just got the 370 DT hub, so poor engagement, but still good. I think I want to go forward again with that bar roll. Yeah. Maybe back off the compression on the back. I don't think I need that. I don't need all of it. A little more grip on this dissector than it was originally. And yeah, long crank. I mean, they're only a 170, but certainly longer than I like. Give me that 165. Give me those short cycles, those short little... I don't want to be doing this. I'll take that compression back off. Just on the rear. Backed off the fork a couple of PSI now, and I slowed the rebound down a click on the fork, so pretty good. I'm looking for it a little bit more at the front, but not terrible yet. Rear, I'm probably going to go speed it up again one click, because I did slow it down a bit. That's quite stable now, but just could maybe do with that a little bit more. A little bit more response out of the back, we'll see. Oh, just got the triple and scrubbed my butt on the, yeah, I like this a little bit stiffer on the rear shock. Is more sprightly for sure, then a little softer and more compression. Yeah, long cranks can get out of my life. Not too bad out the hole. Yeah, and I am kicking the crank into the ground. I just did it just then. That fork I'm gonna speed back up, leave the PSI. What did I say? A bit faster on the rear, just to keep it out of trouble. I don't know if I really need it. Let's have a look. One click faster. Good the beans. It's only a little bit, but I do like this 160 rear position height over the 157. Just that balance, feet to hands, or feet to axles I should say. The relationship between the height of my feet and the height of the axles on the bike is great in this position. This bike's definitely going to love a coil. That'll be his next move, I reckon. Oh, maybe a bit quick in the back. Yeah, that back's getting pumped again. So I'll keep the 160 height, but I have to chill on the rebound speed because I'm getting pumped. Compression's open on the back. Let's slow that down 2 clicks on that rebound. Back and forth, it's the name of the game. Trying to flick that rock with my back tyre, but I keep missing it. Yep, that's better in the back. Look at this, for sure. Front end, whoa! Front end's still a bit wily. Front end is still a little bit wily. A couple of clicks of compression off. Might be the rebound speed on the fork, for sure. But it might not be as well. So I've just opened that compression up, so I should float around a little bit more at the front. Hopefully not dive too much on me. Yeah, I like that. I can move the front to where I want it. Woohoo! That's better. For sure. Oh, watch out for the rock. I'll move that rock. Oh yeah, I just did. Alright, let's drop purgatory with that little bit less compression up on the fork. Everything else is the same. Just rolled the bars forward again, back to that original position. Yeah, I don't mind this position now on the fork. Oh, we're getting kicked a little bit under brakes there at speed, for sure. Still at the back. Woo. Yeah, still a bit harsh at the back, for sure. Position's great. Riding position, as in ride height, is killer. Geometry's killer. It's just a little bit, I'm just feeling a little bit in the back still. Maybe. What are you thinking? Softer again on the rebound? A lot slower on the rebound? I don't want to be packing, that's all. I don't want to be pushing me. I don't want to be packing. Let's go 2 clicks, so should be a noticeable difference. And we got a nice little bumpy section coming up. Oh, where am I going? Oh, I think that was bumpier. Let's go 4 clicks the other way. See if the fast rebound, you know, the recovery, 1, 2, 3, 4, the faster recovery helps us out there. And yeah, I'm definitely really close to scratching pedals everywhere, I think, now at the back. Gotta be careful with this dissector. I don't really trust it under brakes. But maybe it's just because I've got an old thought in my head from, you know, running them in the past. Alright, change of scenery. We're at Horsies. I've taken a token out of the fork as well. So we're no token on that fork now, just to take a little bit of punch off the bottom of that travel. And yeah, it is feeling a little smoother. Like I've more round edges than square edges. But I think I'm a little quick on the rebound still. Whoa, on that fork. Just tucked a little underneath. Still plenty progressive. It still feels like there's plenty to push against. No, oh, I bottomed out my ass on the tyre just then. 29ers. What am I doing with my life? I've got to watch that. I've been riding mullets for too long. For all my life, I've been riding small wheels out the back. and these 29ers are just a little bit much for me out the back, so you just got to readjust and then you're fine. I think this fork actually needs to be opened up and have that negative chamber cleaned out a bit, because it's still really rampy. Like, oh yeah, rampy, really punchy on that fork. I wouldn't. Could I slow the rebound down another one? I could. Let's slow the fork down a click. Hopefully it doesn't dive on me, or it's not there for me when I push it. That is definitely not what you want. Too slow on the fork means you can't load that front and get out of things as easy. It kind of wallows, so you got to be a little careful. But yeah, it's just ramping quite hard, this fork, at the moment. You'd think if the negative chamber was full of grease, it'd be ramping less at this pressure, but it'd be harsher. Yeah, it'd be harsher, but not very progressive. So maybe that's what it is. It's just harsh all the way through. I don't know. Million thoughts, always. We're at 3 clicks of compression on the rear. Dissector's hanging in there. Still plenty of response from that fork, so yeah, maybe I was a little bit fast on that rebound, because it's coming up at me, no worries. Nice and fast. Oh! Missed a line then and kind of straight lined into the turn, where I should have been turning. Still getting harshness on that fork. Is that a bottom? On the front? Nah. I like the handling. It's just a little bit stout on that fork. That's all it is. Yeah, I'll take a bit of pressure out for this next run, because I might just be pushing a stiff fork. Whew. Touch my butt again on the back wheel. Yuck. Yeah, I'm just a little bit wonky. I've blown a button on my pants. A little bit wonky on that, on the front end. Like it's quite an active front end. As soon as you do something, it wants to move. It's not super stable. Like it's not super dead or damped front end. It feels like it's got no damping. As in, not compression damping, steering damping. I know these things don't have steering dampers, but the geometry does play a part to dampen the steering. And yeah, I think just my setup is a little bit I love the position on this bike. My body position, like my body language, everything I do tells the bike to go exactly where I want it to. Like what I'm doing, oh, exactly a perfect example was railing that right-hander just then. And this right-hander right there. You give it a little bit more lean with your hips, a little bit more turn, you know, angle your hips to the left or to the right, and that's exactly where the bike's going. This is a very, very nice bike. Very nice bike. Have a look at it. Oh! Yeah, too stiff on the front. When I was offline there, and when I hit a little rise in the trail, instead of having the compliance to roll over it, it just knocked me to the left a bit, or to the right a bit, and I couldn't get on my line. I've still got heaps of fork to push against on these compressions. try 98, that was killer. Rear end feels nice. Feels very controlled, doesn't feel harsh. Absolutely slaps those turns. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm into this bike. That higher front is great. I'm probably sitting at 1080. Ride high was about 1070 before. It was a bit of an inaccurate measurement because we were on the road, but yeah, ride height's got to be up there if you want to be standing on your bike instead of over your, you know, in your bike instead of over the front of your bike. Some guys like the low front and then they just squat down into the bike and make it work, but not me. Yeah, I can just feel the fork just getting hung up on a couple of bits and pieces here. And just skipping around. She's just skipping around a little bit. Another 2 psi out of the fork. Just, yeah, it was just poking me around. So I'm thinking it does have grease in that negative chamber, which is making it less progressive, but also need less pressure for a set amount of support. So that's what's going on. There's too much pressure for there's too much support. Bigger negative chamber, you'd have to increase your pressure for the same amount of support. We're getting in the weeds. Let's just ride it. See if it feels a bit better. Because it was just darting me around a bit up the front there. Kind of skipping off things and carrying on. See, now it's, yeah, it's not skipping off the things as much. Dragging the brake a little bit still. Yeah, I'd like to open this fork up and clean that neg chamber out. Absolutely, yeah, that's smoother. Watch my butt. Oh, I've got to watch my ass on that for sure. Just touched the bottom on the rear shock. I barely felt it, but it was there. So this design, this suspension design is killer. The way it ramps, it never disappears on you. It is a perfect coil bike setup, I would say. Coil shock setup, sorry. Coil shock bike. And you'd never worry. You'd never have to worry about anything on a coil. Set it and send it. That's better. Whoa. Oh, better. Bottomed it at the back that time. I did open up the compression for this run at the back, just going back and forth with that a little bit. And yeah, I think a little bit more compression for sure. I want to be able to control that a little bit better. Wrong one. One. We'll go 4 clicks of compression. Probably going to chop me up a little bit. I think 3 was good. Just then I was on 2. Yeah, the fork's better down through here. Whoa. Yeah, a little bit of compression damping doesn't hurt out the back so far. Whoa, for sure. And that fork is more control. The sector's slipping around a bit at the back. Oh! That fork could drop another little couple of PSI. I reckon, judging by what I'm feeling now. Just as long as I'm not diving into the travel, because I left the spaces at the other trails at Waterfall Gully. Yeah, that compression's good out the back. It's definitely stopping me from bouncing into the travel there. maybe it's making for a little bit of harshness on those fast hits where I don't have a lot of weight on the back. But Jesus Christ, this handling is killer. Whew. A bit of drag there, doesn't matter. Just lay it down and let it go. Point and shoot, but stay in control. Don't get too excited. Yeah, the fork's better, a little softer. I got straight through that without getting kicked like the last lap. I like this. This is good. Butt kiss again. Just on that little sender. I think to avoid the butt kiss, you can probably rise the bar a little bit more, so your entire center of gravity is just a little higher when you're in that racer position. The low position, like the front, you got to be lower everywhere. Higher at the front, you can be a little higher everywhere. You're not seesawing. I love it. This bike's killer.